tennis preacher, prophet, and the tennis psychic coming back at you again. And don't forget that tennis pastor, Pastor Reed, coming back at you again, people. Okay, people, this is another really deep, serious question, and I would like to say I appreciate everybody responding to the video I made where I responded to Melvin Marshall, one of the subscribers, the video where I said that is Nadal still a little bit in Federer's head, and the feedback was really good. I mean, everybody, you know, giving a good opinion. And I really appreciate that. That's really good. Now, people, here's another really deep thing, and I want people, y'all really come back with some good feedback with it. This requires a lot of thoughtfulness, people. Okay, people, listen. I got a friend. I think he's a not even think. He's a Nadal fan now. Now he's a Nadal fan, and he says he believes Federer is greater than Nadal. He actually says that, and he believes Federer right now is. At one time, he didn't think it was clear, but after Federer won, actually last year when Federer beat Nadal in the Australian Open, he thought it was clear then, but he really think it's clear now. Okay, but he said something that was interesting. He said Federer is the GOAT, but he said he's not my type of GOAT though. Okay, so I want to ask y'all that question. Is Federer your type of GOAT? Even if you think he's the GOAT. Now, this guy, let me explain to you. He explained to me what he meant by that. He said, the only reason, no, this is what he said. He said the only reason why he's saying Federer is the GOAT. Now, let's forget about Rod Laver. He knows about Rod Laver. And even FedEx, one of the subscribers, asked me about Ken Rosewall, who won like 23 majors and slams, and nobody's talking about him. But he said, forget about the older guys. He said, let's talk about the new guys. He said, okay. He said he's given Federer the GOAT based on elimination. He said the only reason he's giving Federer the GOAT because he can't give it to Nadal and he can't give it to the Djokovic. So he said, who's left? It's Federer. Now that's interesting. So I want to just ask people this question here. Is Federer one of those kind of GOATs that there is a lot of doubt about him being the GOAT, but because he has more achievements than all the other present day players, say Nadal and the Djokovic, then people have to go with him being the GOAT. But is Federer going to be one of those type of GOATs where there's going to always be some questions and doubts? Not saying that ain't with other GOATs and other sports, but let's take Michael Jordan, for example, people. Let's say 80% of probably sports people, or just total people, 80% or more probably, without doubt, think Michael Jordan is the GOAT of basketball. And maybe there is a 15, maybe even 20% that maybe 5% say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the GOAT, or you got another 5% say Magic Johnson's the GOAT, or something like that. Okay, but 80 to 85% probably say Michael Jordan's the GOAT, and they probably would say Michael Jordan is their type of GOAT. But I find out that as I talk to people about Federer, people that even give him the GOAT, even the way Federer fans respond to me. I've heard Federer fans even the video I made responding to Mark Dementi, who said that he doesn't want Federer to play the French Open because he's afraid Federer is going to lose confidence. Now, people, listen, I know people that think that is crazy, that would say, man, wait a minute. See, my friend, you know what this friend said to me? He said, why are you even making videos where there is some doubt, even a little doubt about Federer's, his psyche playing Nadal? He say, My friend said, okay, I give Federer the GOAT over Nadal, but that ain't my kind of GOAT though. And then my friend took and checked me. He took and said, Magic, even you made a video saying that a real GOAT, even though I'm not, listen, just because I say a real GOAT, that don't mean I don't think Federer's a GOAT. But my friend checked me. He said, even you, Magic, you said that a real GOAT wouldn't skip the French Open like that. A real GOAT would go down there and challenge Nadal. And so my friend even checked me saying, Magic, even if you think Federer is arguably the GOAT, or he and Rod Laver's the GOAT, you still, he said Federer ain't your type of GOAT, Magic. Like, and so I asked myself that question. How much of Federer from a GOAT standpoint do I like? And you know what I came up with, people? I'm going to be honest with you. It's about 60%. There's a 40% that I don't like. Now, even Federer, of course I don't like him losing against Nadal all those years and Nadal being in his head. But y'all can listen to the way I talk. You remember I told y'all if I coach Federer, I told him, you remember I told y'all, me and Federer, we'll land in Paris, man, in the airport, at the airport. We would jog, we would run to the Roland Garros Stadium. I would even text Nadal, letting Nadal know I'm coming, we coming to get him, man. We'll put like some of that clay on our face to let Nadal know we gonna get dirty. I'm saying that's my kind of GOAT. Now, I'm not saying that Federer got to be like my type of GOAT to be the GOAT. So I'm just asking y'all that question. Is Federer your type of GOAT? Now, like I said before, you can break it up in percentage. You may say you like 80% of Federer GOATness. Or you may like only 50% of Federer's GOATness. Or what is it that you don't like? Of course, I don't think nobody likes that he lost against Nadal all those times in his earlier years. Now, people, let me say something here. I took and uploaded the video again. I may upload it again. I took back in right before the Shanghai tournament, I believe. I took and told people to make out, if you want to know who you think is the greatest of all time to go, make out an imaginary GOAT. Like an imaginary GOAT would be like, what kind of statistics will an imaginary GOAT have? And so I took and made out, I didn't even know a lot about Rod Laver then, people. So I made up, my imaginary GOAT would have like 25 majors, okay? We know, okay. Federer is definitely the closest to that as far as versus Nadal and the Djokovic. Okay, and my GOAT was #1 for like 8 consecutive years. My GOAT, okay, like I said, he won 25 majors, at least 25, and his majors was spread, like he had 6 French Opens, 6 Wimbledons, 6 US Opens, 6 Australian Opens, and so you got 1 left there, so maybe he had 7 Wimbledons and 6 in all the other ones. My GOAT won like 8 of those end of the year championships, and my GOAT had won like 40 Master Series tournaments, okay. And so then I took those statistics and I said, what great player matches closest to those statistics I just called out? And people, y'all know who it was? It was actually Rod Laver. And I didn't even know that much about Rod Laver then. Now, #2 was Federer, okay? So I'm just giving y'all like some. So that's what you do. Take and make out in your mind. That was using statistics. Now I know I'm talking about, but it's also what GOAT is. How much is Federer close to your type of GOAT as far as mentality, as far as intangibles, as far as heart? So you put all that together. So the question once again is Federer your type of GOAT? Like, even if you think he's the GOAT, is he your type of GOAT? Or is Federer like, is it like my friend who's a Nadal fan now? Now, he's fair. Now, Melvin Marshall, he took and responded to the video. Melvin Marshall is one of the subscribers who really, it was really his response that really triggered all this stuff about the psyche of Federer and all this other stuff we've been talking about. Now, Melvin Marshall, he's questioning Federer skipping the French Open. He said a real GOAT wouldn't do that. Michael Jordan wouldn't do that, blah, blah, blah. Now, I know I've already talked about all of that, but Melvin Marshall is saying that he thinks Nadal is the GOAT. See, I disagree with that. Now, I agree more with my friend who is a Nadal fan. He said Federer, the only reason he's giving Federer the GOAT in this today is because he can't give it to Nadal. He said he can't give it to the Djokovic. So he said Federer's the only one left that has greater statistics than those guys. So people, I guess my friend is sort of like, he's sort of like, say if you went to a car lot to buy a BMW, okay? And the car dealer say, we don't have any more BMWs. That's BMW top notch. But he said, we do have a Toyota, a brand new Toyota Corolla, a brand new one. And so you be like, okay, I'll take this. So that'll be like your GOAT, but you wanted to have a BMW. Do y'all look at Federer that way? Now, wait, listen, man, maybe, or do you think Federer's legacy is going to be looked at that way, that okay, he's the GOAT, but he ain't really. Now, you remember I made a video saying Federer could be a better GOAT, but can I say something? I will say this here, though. This could be the beginning. Remember I told y'all this is the beginning of like a new Federer era? Federer may end up going back into the future and really correcting all that stuff, where he may eliminate a lot of doubts. I mean, if he won the French Open, that would really eliminate a lot of doubts about him being that GOAT, that how you say that undoubtful GOAT, a GOAT where there's not a lot of doubt about whether he's the GOAT, okay? And if Federer wins like 20, remember I told y'all in the video, what would make it clear that he's greater than a Rod Laver? I think I said if he won like 23 or 24 majors. So listen, people, if Federer ends up winning 23 and 24 majors, like as a 37 or 38-year-old guy, I would say that right there will really, how you say, it will really decrease a lot of doubts about him being the GOAT, or being your type of GOAT. Let's put it that way. Okay, people, so back to the question. I know this is a really complicated video, sort of, but is Federer your type of GOAT? And how much of Federer's GOATness do you like? How much of Federer's GOATness don't you like? Okay, people, Magic Man, tennis preacher, prophet, psychic, signing off. Have a good one.